another Chartner TA update. I'm going to be diving into Everdome tonight. I haven't done an update for a couple of days on Dome, so I thought it'd be good to get into some TA and look at what's happening here. So, from diving back into the charts, I can see here that Dome, I think in my last video I previously said, from this high here, we was retracing back down to this low, and within this fib, we came down and we fell back to the 0618, the golden ratio as support, and from then, we coiled up, we then came back to the 050, and right now you're holding this beautiful ascending level of support. And we've broken out of this horizontal triangle here, basically. Okay, so just looking at this horizontal triangle on this pattern here. Okay, so you had this level of resistance and we had this level of support that we was holding. Right now, technically speaking, Dome is in a technical target, okay, from this breakout back up to 0.00304, okay, which was the local high, and at which point, if Dome does do something like this and coil up here and break out to that target, you can see potentially this is where the daily 55 EMA is going to be, and I do believe we will meet resistance, because equally at that point, you can see that we'll be running back into a previous area that we was held as support. We ran into the 20 here, and then we basically lost this area of support, and right now potentially are turning that into resistance. Okay, so the 0.00304 area is very key for Dome to potentially break out of. We need to break out of this level of resistance. But right now, I did say that I think within this series of patterns, we've got waves here. So you've got this wave 1, this wave 2, this wave 3, this wave 4, and potentially this wave 5 of an Elliott wave theory. I did previously say that it was invalidated because we lost this wave 1 high right here, of which we did, but we are still holding support and technically looking for a break and a retest of this daily 55. I still think that this is on the cards here, and to get confirmation of that, if we get a different Fibonacci chart on here, okay, so I'm going to get a different fib on. I'm going to look at potentially where we're looking to go to. So from this low here, right, because we had this ascending triangle, we had this level of resistance that we needed to break out, okay, so from these lows here, you can see that we had some sort of high level of support, okay, and as I said, we're looking to get from this low back up to this high. Where is it? Back up to this high. I think we're looking to push right now to 0.0268, and I think at that point, again, you'll be coming up and meeting a previous level of resistance. Okay, so we had this resistance here with this daily candle that came back up into it, got rejected. Again, potentially we could be looking for this 1618 breakout from this this low to this high. Okay, so basically the breakout of the resistance line. Right now we're looking to push up to 0.00268, okay, and at which point I think you might then come back, start to coil up before you get the breakout to retest the local high that we've retraced from and the 55 daily EMA. Now I do think the daily 55 is going to be a really strong point of resistance, okay, so if we do come back up to, say for example, that 0.00304, okay, which is our target right now, so this is our target, and say we do come back then for a retracement, what needs to happen is we need to retrace this low here and we need to hold that low, okay, because if we do come up to this target right now and say we're holding the daily 20 beautifully, bouncing off that, if we do start to do something like this and come up and meet this target and meet this 55 right here, if we start to retrace, okay, and we start to pull back and we start to lose the 0618, the golden ratio, okay, and equally if we start to come back and lose this one fib here at 0.00192, okay, so this low, if we do come back and start to lose that low off of this retracement, potentially then you're looking at the 1272 as a minimum target at 0.0169, okay, and even if Dome did do something like this, okay, and got rejected by this 55 and it did start to pull back, it would still be bullish as long as it put in a higher low than this, okay, because right now this is Dome's low and you've basically made this sort of V-shaped recovery, and I do think this impulsiveness into resistance will be met with a good resistance and a good pullback to support, okay, so as long as you hold these previous lows here that we've made in September, okay, and Dome does get rejected, at this point it might be a good opportunity to short, okay, and come back for a higher level of support, okay, because if you do come back down and retest this 0.0192, you can see that this low, if we create that, would still be higher than this low. Okay, on a larger time frame, you'd have a larger ascending triangle, something like this, where you're basically coiling up over time. You've got a low, you come up to the daily 55 as resistance, you come back for a high level of support, okay, potentially on this 0 fib. If you do lose that, look for the 1272, of which, even if you came down to this level, again, it's still a higher low on a larger time frame. Okay, so the greater you basically retrace, the greater you come back here, the greater the impulsive pace that you will have to break out. Okay, so for me, right now, we need to hold. I think we're looking for a push up to 0.00305. I do think at that point we're running to the 55. We'll meet that as resistance. Right then at that resistance point, it's very key that if we retrace, we do hold. Okay, if we do start to come back down, it's very important that we hold the 1 fib, okay, at 0.0192. Lose that, ultimately, I do think you're looking to come and retest the 1272, okay, at 0.0169, okay, and that would, again, it still would be a higher low. You would have a low here, okay, and a higher low here, and as long as you start to bounce and react off of this, you could be in a larger double bottom pattern, okay, so a W like this, okay, where you come up, you got a higher low, you start to push back up, and then you're looking to retest this again and break out, okay, because a lot of projects already, okay, if you look at Dome right here, okay, so Dome, as I've mentioned, is sort of having this V-shaped recovery up into these EMAs, okay, and these EMAs are getting dragged up. So if you do get that resistance, again, a lot of projects have already had this second retest on a higher low, okay, and they're already up here somewhere looking to retest this previous resistance again. But Dome has yet to have that, and I do think this is the first time or in a long while of running back into this 55 if we do start to creep up towards it, and I do think it would act as strong resistance and potentially looking for a retracement. Okay, so if we lose this low, okay, very negative, and for me, you're looking to come to that 1272 target I had, which would still be a high low, a larger ascending triangle. You've got a massive double bottom pattern, and that would then be the determination for the breakout for Dome then at that point. Okay, so these things take time. They take a long time to drive out and to secure a bottom. You know, some projects do just sort of break out overnight and do go off. They do take off back into space because it's such a steep correction. But I think it's healthy to come up in waveforms and come back and sort of coil up and then get ready for a break. Okay, you don't want to do it on your first attempt and shoot up, because you know, if that does happen, you're just going to crash back down again, and you know, it's absolutely brutal. So, you know, give the charts time, let them play out. And again, just before I go, this is my target running up to this daily 55. At that point, I do think we'll come back and find some sort of higher low somewhere than this low, of which we will then form some sort of double bottom pattern, looking for a breakout somewhere back down the line within the November sort of period. So yeah, guys, that's a quick update for me on Dome. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please do like, comment, and share. Subscribe, should I say, to my channel. And until next time, take care, everybody. From Chart Nerd TA, peace out.